9 News at 7 a.m. starts right now.
Dozens of people, maybe hundreds, were forced to evacuate from nearby apartments while firefighters tried to prevent this fire from spreading. It happened late last night near Leetsdale and Forest. We're told that there were more than 100 firefighters on scene at one point. They were able to protect those nearby buildings. By 10 o'clock, firefighters told us that they were no longer worried about that fire spreading, and a lot of people were back in their homes late last night. Right now, we do want to go live to 9 News reporter Rachel Krause. She is live at the scene this morning. Rachel, what are you seeing now?
Yeah, Lauren, as the sun is coming up, we're starting to get a better look at the damage that this fire did and what's still happening out here at the scene right now. That fire is still burning 12 hours after it first started. You can see here they've got Leetsdale shut down at Hawley as fire crews work to get everything put out. You can see a large plume of smoke still coming out of that building here this morning. They have an active ladder up, and it appears to be 2 ladders, one heading from the Leetsdale side and one heading up and over the building, hitting multiple sprays of water over the flames. Now, 12 hours ago, this area looked much different as massive flames took over the Harker Heights building near Leetsdale Drive and South Forest Street just before 7 o'clock last night. The building is a 283-unit development that was supposed to open in May. Officials say the fire started on the west end of the building yesterday and spread to the east end. Denver Fire tells us because it was under construction, there wasn't drywall or insulation to keep the fire from spreading or protections like sprinklers in place to stop things. So the blaze spread fast.
The damage is massive. I am not a building engineer, but there's a lot of fire and it's running completely through that building. As you can see, we've got water pouring in from every angle that we can, trying to knock that fire down. There's a lot of damage.
Were there when the fire started. There are no other reports of injuries right now. Last night there were evacuations in place for more than 20 blocks, including homes, apartments, and a senior home nearby. But last night Denver Fire said it was safe for folks to return. The city of Glendale did open an overnight shelter, but no word yet on if that'll be needed again tonight. Now, as for what caused this massive fire, that's still under investigation. Reporting live in Glendale, Rachel Krause, 9 News.
All right, Rachel, thank you so much for staying on top of that for us this morning. First responders told us late last night that they ran into some issues with a mini wind created by that fire. One firefighter said blowing embers covered his car when he got to the scene. Thankfully, the actual wind was pretty mild, and first responders said the weather did not affect their efforts. Weather Impact Team meteorologist Jaden Knowles is keeping an eye on conditions for us this morning. Hi, Jaden.
Well, good morning, Lauren. Overall, we are expecting a warm day as we head into the afternoon hours. Luckily, we're not going to be expecting those gusty conditions until we head into Sunday afternoon. Overall, though, looking outside, beautiful sunrise. That's what we call the Broncos sunrise. It looks amazing out there. Here's your 3-day forecast. 62 is what's in the forecast for this afternoon. Very close to that record of 65. As we head into tomorrow, even the upper 60s, that record is 67. So warm temperatures is here to stay for the next couple of days. Satellite and radar, really not much going on. You can see a few passing clouds over towards the high country, and we'll see an increase in cloud coverage once we head into the afternoon hours. But looking at current temperatures, on the cooler side, the upper 30s as well as the low 30s over towards Centennial. You're at 33 degrees, and temperatures across the entire state a little bit cooler towards the eastern plains. You're at 20 degrees in Lyman, and also the upper 20s over towards Burlington, 20s and 30s across the high country. Here's your Denver forecast. Of course, we're going to see another warm day, especially as we head into the afternoon hours, seeing the low 60s by 2 p.m. Here's your forecast, the high for this afternoon, 62 degrees, and later on in the show, we'll talk more in detail about what to expect for the Broncos game and when we can finally see those weather pattern changes as we head into next week. Lauren?
Thank you so much, Jaden. We're following breaking international news this morning. The White House launched strikes on Venezuela overnight. Several blasts were reported in Caracas, and the U.S. claims it has captured Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro. In a post on Truth Social, the president said Maduro and his wife were captured and flown out of the country in an operation done in conjunction with U.S. law enforcement. Attorney General Pam Bondi says Maduro will face criminal charges here in the U.S. There's a news conference scheduled for later this morning about what happened. That's scheduled for 9 o'clock our time. The president spoke to the New York Times this morning. That outlet reports that Trump did not say if he sought congressional approval for these strikes. Typically, presidents go to Congress before any acts of war. We'll have coverage of that news conference coming up at 9 and continued coverage of the situation in Venezuela, of course, all throughout the morning. Here at home, multiple trailheads connected to Crozier Mountain near Estes Park are closed. This is following a suspected mountain lion attack on New Year's Day. The suspected attack happened near Glen Haven, east of Estes Park. Colorado Parks and Wildlife says around 12:30 on New Year's, hikers saw a mountain lion near a person lying on the ground. Witnesses scared the animal away by throwing rocks at it. CPW searched that area and euthanized 2 mountain lions. They say it's unknown whether one or both of them were involved in the suspected attack, but this morning they're now searching for a 3rd mountain lion who may also be connected to this incident. 9 News spoke to a man who lives near one of these closed trailheads. He says he's used to seeing wildlife in that remote area and that people should be prepared.
This is the side of a mountain where wildlife lives. Bring protection, bring spray, something to get their attention with if you need to get away.
Mountain lion attacks on people are very rare in Colorado, with just 28 attacks reported since 1990. The last death was in 1999. New this morning, Denver police are investigating a hit-and-run crash that sent a person to the hospital. The crash happened on West 11th Avenue and North Calumet Street around 10 last night. DPD says one person was taken to the hospital with serious injuries. Police have not posted any information about the car that left the scene. We are making calls this morning to learn more about this crash and the status of the person who was hit. We'll, of course, update you when we hear back. 2 Colorado hospitals say they're temporarily pausing gender-affirming care for minors. They say the move is meant to protect their federal funding and avoid pushback from President Trump. Children's Hospital Colorado and Denver Health say they're going to stop writing or renewing prescriptions for puberty blockers and hormone therapy. This goes for children under 18. Children's Hospital Colorado says the move follows an investigation referral by the Department of Health and Human Services, which could threaten the hospital's Medicare and Medicaid funding. Denver Health says it made the call after reviewing what it describes as escalating actions from the Trump administration. Both hospitals say the pause is temporary while legal questions are sorted out. In the meantime, they say they'll keep offering supportive services to the families impacted by this decision.